Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Shani Shareed. Here on my channel, I mainly talk about what it's like being a military spouse, living the military spouse life, health and fitness, lifestyle, and so much more. I actually am going to be adding something new to the channel. I think if you guys haven't already seen it, you guys need to go watch my exciting announcement to see about the fun and new content I'm going to be bringing to this channel. But for now, I have some news to share with you guys. I feel like you already know by reading this title that we're moving, but I feel like I'm dropping bombs on announcements left and right. I told you guys I have a lot of new things and a lot of new life changes coming our way, and it's all fun and exciting news, and it's all happening around the same time. So we gotta get to it. We have things to do, we have places to be. So I am going to start by telling you guys the fun news. Is it fun though? Is moving really fun? I think I like being in a new place. Just the moving part is not fun. I've moved so many places. I think my first YouTube ever that I posted, you guys gotta go see it, is when I got my first CJO, and that's when I packed up everything in my apartment, put it in storage, and I moved from my house to my aunt's, from my aunt's to Germany, from Germany to Washington DC, now Washington DC to you guys will find out soon. So let's get into this video. If you haven't watched my latest videos, I have told you guys that I am moving, or that we were kind of had an idea that we were moving, but we just didn't know our set plans. Well, you guys, today is the day. Well, not really today, but I'm just telling you guys today. We officially got final orders. Evan is stationed here for another year. That was kind of one of our options. We kind of knew that it might happen, might not, but you know, with the military, anything can change. But we finally got our final orders. So that's right, guys, it is finally official. Evan is stationed here for another year at the same base here in Washington, DC. His original plan, I think when he extended last time, was to get out of this year, but with much thought in his personal decisions, and also for us in the long term, he thought it would be better for him to extend one more year of active duty. And we had made the decision now to move off base. We are actually moving to a different state. I know it sounds like a big, huge change, but it kind of isn't. The DMV is a mixture of Washington, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. If you have never been in the area, all of them are super close, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you're in another state, 10 minutes, you're in another state. So everything is fairly close. We actually made the decision to move to another state and out of Washington, DC, because as you're here and you're living in a new area, you kind of go out and explore and kind of learn about new cities and new places, and that's kind of how we stumbled across the place that we are going to move to now. I know you're probably wondering, and I'm honestly wondering too, how are we going to make this work? Girl, you are about to move, Evan is stationed here for another year, and then you're about to go to flight attendant training and probably get based, I don't even know where. Probably not here in Washington, DC, but it could be a chance, but it might not be. I don't know. So how are we gonna make that work? I'm completely not sure. But it's gonna work. We're gonna make it work. So I found out in the beginning of September that I was going to go to flight attendant training at the end of October. At that time, we still didn't get official orders for his extension here, but we kind of had an idea that it would probably most likely happen. So we took it upon ourselves to start looking for different places of where we wanted to live. Evan did a lot of the research. He's super good at that. He's always on apartments.com, looking at houses on Zillow and doing all that stuff. So he kind of came up with a list of the top places that we wanted to have. We definitely wanted something that was modern, within our budget, had a lot of amenities like a home gym, that was close to the airport. Those are a couple of things that we wanted, and he picked out, I think we did a top 3, and we scheduled for the weekend after I found out to look at a couple of apartments. I will insert the clips just so that you guys can see some of the apartments we looked at and some of the amenities. They were all so super nice, so it was a hard decision, but I think we made the best decision overall. But because I knew I was going to flight attendant training at the end of the year and we didn't have hard orders, we were kind of like in a pickle of like what we wanted to do. We didn't want to like jump too fast because it might affect us in the long term, and we didn't want to like move and then all of a sudden he didn't get orders here and then we have to move somewhere else and then I'm going to flight attendant training. So we took it upon ourselves to look at a couple places just in case we got the order, so when we got the final orders we could just put an application ASAP because we had already looked at the apartments. I know you guys are probably going to be like, well, if you guys are staying there another year, why not just stay in the place that you are in right now on base? Like, why go through another move if you're going to be at the same base? Just stay here. And that's a really good concern and a really good question, and we debated about that for a long time, but ultimately we thought it would be best for our situation to move off base. One, not that we don't like living on base, we do like living on base. I can say that the community and the people on base are probably one of my favorite things about living on base here. Just the housing. I'm thankful to have the house and have the housing, don't get me wrong, but there's just a lot of issues. I have mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned before, but I have a lot of allergy flare-ups and I think it's coming from the house, and just some things are just not done in a timely manner. We always feel like there's always something wrong with the house, and honestly, this house is huge, you guys. For me, it's huge. It might not be huge for other people, but it's just me and Evan. We don't have kids, we don't have a dog, and we have a 3-bedroom house, 2.5 bathrooms, 2 floors. Like, for me, it's a lot, and I feel like when we have a bigger house, or for me, whenever I have like a bigger area, a bigger house, it puts more stress on me. I'm a person that likes to be very clean and organized, and I just feel like it's just sucking out a lot of me trying to clean and organize and also furnish such a big house. Like, it costs a lot of money to furnish a big house and it takes a lot of time, and I just don't think that that's for us right now. We are very busy people and we're just looking for something that's going to be simple, something that's going to be easily manageable, something that's going to erase some of that anxiety and erase some of that worry. Like, I can't even imagine, like, I only have to clean one bathroom. Like, that just saves me so much time and so much like stress. We only have to furnish like one area, like one bedroom and one living room. Like, we don't have to furnish so much and spend so much money. So we are downsizing. That's one of the reasons. We don't like kind of like the maintenance or the upkeep of living in such a big house. And then also we do get a little bit of back pay. So if you don't know, if you live on base housing, they take all of your rent allowance or housing allowance. No matter how much you make in the rent here, it's not like you get money back. Like, you don't just pay the rent and get money back, or you don't just pay the rent and that's it. So no matter how much it is, they take your full amount. So let's just say someone was living in a 2-bedroom and I was living in a 3-bedroom, like, they both take the paychecks. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. So it's not like it's any less for someone living in a 2-bedroom, or it's not any more for someone living in a 3-bedroom. It's all a set price. But if you choose to live off base and there's a set rent amount, you get money back that you don't use from that allowance. So let's just say someone, this is just a low number, this is an example. So let's just say someone's rent was $500, but the military gave you $1,000 allowance. So you pay your rent of $500 and then you get to keep that $500 back from rent. I hope that makes sense. I'm really not good at explaining it. I might have to like insert like a little explanation or something. But ultimately, it's better for us financially, we think, because we are going to be downsizing a lot. Maybe living on base would be nice if you had like multiple children, pets and stuff like that, because you get more bang for your buck if you do it that way. Obviously, in Washington, D.C., a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath would be a lot more than what you get on base. So it kind of just depends on your situation, what you're looking for. Me and Evan are not looking for that. We don't need a big house. We want something simple, straight to the point. Like, we don't need all of the razzle-dazzle in the house, you know? That's one of the main reasons. And then also we wanted to experience, you know, living in a different city. We do live in Washington, D.C., but we live on a base, and inside the base is kind of like another world per se. It's not really like you're living in the city. And we wanted to experience that city life. When we live on base, we find ourselves just kind of cooped up in our house and just cooped up on base. We don't really want to leave off base or do anything. I feel like now if we move to a city, we will be not forced, but we will be more motivated to explore more and maybe like walk down the street to a restaurant, you know, try new foods, you know, try a brewery, I don't know. But we want to kind of experience more of the city life and experience another city that we are living in instead of living on base. We already got to experience what it feels like to live on base. Now we want to feel what it feels like to live in a new city. Also, another reason why it made sense for us to live on base is because we both worked on base. I worked as a nanny. Well, I'm currently still working until I leave for flight attendant training, but I work as a nanny and Evan works on base, and we are a one-car household, so that just made more sense. If we were to live off base when we both had those jobs, one of us would have to take public transportation or get up earlier and take each other. Living on base with one car and when we both live here is super easy because we could either use one car, one of us gets up early, or one of us takes the bike. We could even walk. That's how close we both are to our jobs, so that made more sense. But now that I'm leaving for flight attendant training or not working on base, I'm really not gonna need the car, you know, to go to work or go on base. I mean, I might need the car to go to the airport and whatnot, but it's a little different. So it makes more sense now that I have a different job to move off base. Then we needed to decide, are we gonna move after I get back from flight attendant training or before flight attendant training? And that was cutting it real close, guys, because I leave for flight attendant training next week, or next Sunday, and ultimately we're moving next Wednesday, so it's close. So we chose to move before training. And the reason why we chose to move before is, one, I wanted to be part of the process. I wanted to set up the house, like I wanted to move in the house with him. Like I wanted to experience that, like moving in a new city, in a new apartment together with Evan. And I could have done that afterwards, but this gives us more time to save the money, more months to save the money. And then we just didn't know how my schedule would look like after training. Like, am I gonna have to like report to base and start working? And we didn't know how my schedule would be. Are we gonna wanna move in the middle of winter? Because I graduate in the winter. So we ultimately chose to move before I leave for flight attendant training, which is just a little stressful, okay? Because we're moving and then like 2 or 3 days later, I go to flight attendant training. But we're gonna make it work. It's gonna be the best for the long run for the both of us. It's just a little stressful now, but in the long run, it makes more sense and saves us a little stress. But now you guys can see like why this time has been a lot for me. With all the new changes, I am going to flight attendant training and also moving to a new place, moving to a new state. We found that while living here in Washington, D.C., that we really liked the Arlington, Alexandria, Virginia area. We realized that we gravitated towards it a lot. Like whenever we wanted to like go to a store or go to a restaurant, we're always like, Alexandria. Like that's where we want to go. It's a place where we just feel comfortable. We love it. We love like all the little shops and like all the little restaurants, and that's ultimately where we decided to look for apartments, and that's where it fit most of our wants and needs. So we looked at we actually looked at 3 different places. We looked at 3 different places in that area. I only filmed 2 because the third one I was like, I know I don't want it, because I fell in love with like the first one that we saw. I'll show you guys all that footage and you guys will see which one we picked.
About to leave, already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's go, let's be free with me.
but ultimately that's the area that we really loved. We're in a really nice, cute little town where it's like walkable to a lot of like shops and restaurants, and it's just a really good neighborhood overall, and we are super excited with our decision. I cannot wait to move and experience downsizing and living in the city, and it's kind of like we're starting all over. I mean, we are moving to a new state and city, but it's kind of close. Kind of is, kind of not, but I'm excited for this new change, and I hope you guys are excited as well. And I'm gonna take you guys along with me on all of the fun new apartment tours and small apartment decorating ideas and all of that. I hope that you guys are excited to come along with me, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will insert some of the apartment footage and let me know which one you guys think that we chose. And I hope you guys have a great day. If you liked anything in this video, click the like button, comment down below, leave me some love, chit chat with me in the comments, or subscribe to my channel for more fun future content. Thank you so much for your time today. I will see you in the next video. Oh my god, my legs are on fire. Oh, why do I set myself up like that? I'm never doing that again.